Hey, this is Sam Serious. It's another time, Factorio. So I've pretty much got all the other belts here routed downwards now to start going for a factory I was projecting before. The mining operation here that I've set up here is so far proving itself to be successful. I've been doing a whole lot of off-camera research, mostly on the more benign matters. But yeah, looks like science is really being made here. So, in this episode, I wanted to get to utility science. I figured that while I'm doing all that, with a robotics network setup, all that might help with a little bit of that, considering that utility science tends to be one of the more complicated science packs to make. Especially when you're talking about circuits. Anyhow, I've created a bot system to where inserts will only apply a certain amount of robots based on what these maximum settings are. Then I've created like a combinators reading switches here to where these lights will be displaying different colors depending on what's going on with the robotic system. It's black because nothing is going on. All the robots are pretty much tucked inside. Everything's been accounted for. With both of these, should any of the construction robots or logistic robots dip down below the total robot count, which in this case is 500, which I've manually set within each combinator, it will glow red, indicating that there are missing robots. If the robots start should the available robots dip down lower than total robots, this will light up green, basically meaning that robots out and about roaming around, either doing their jobs or getting ready to head back into a roboport. And should I wind up having like extra robots in the grid, this here will tell the lights to turn blue. I'm able to do that just by making use of the use color function here. I disabled this. I was experimenting around with this for a while, but the combination of these three colors causes different colors to pop up out of this here. Originally, I was wanting to have it to where each red, blue, and green value would scale from 0 to 255 relative to the amount of robots available. However, I'm not entirely sure if the combinators are able to work with numbers below less than 1. And when I say less than 1, I'm talking decimals. I don't know if the system is designed to handle decimals, because every single time I try doing a number below 1, I get no output results whatsoever, which is useless to me at that point. So I can't do a very fine-tuned red, blue, green value of the whole matter. So I'm pretty much having it restricted in a way where it's just allowing, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Around 7 possible colors to come out of this. Though some of those colors will never be seen. But yep, red, blue, green for sure. You might see yellow where there's still less robots than a total amount should be, but there are robots working. You might see purple, which indicates no, you'll never see purple. You might see cyan though, indicating that there are robots that are working and there are too many robots above the maximum. It's all sorts of things. Yeah, I also changed a lot of the chests into passive provider chests, as well as I created a bunch of storage chests. That there would be my source of where all my dumped materials will be going. I'm getting research going. Oh, I did make another change though. Turns out I had to create a feedback loop system here with a bunch of pumps to go into this here, so that way the cracking system can can evenly create all the fluids. Now I've done it to where these pumps will only turn on should these tanks here exceed a certain fluid value, which is 12,500, directly half the tank value, and they'll all be going into here, and these tanks will be turning on based on what these valves are doing, based on what's going on with these tanks. Petroleum will always be running since that there has to go out regardless, and that's uncrackable. This pump will turn on as long there is more light oil than petroleum gas. Well, if there's more petroleum gas than light oil, well, this one is there's more light oil than petroleum gas. It'll tell that to go into the crackery stuff and crack them. Similar deal with the heavy oil when it comes to like light oil. There's less light oil than a heavy oil, or in this case also equal to. But if there's in general, if there's less than these, they'll send it stuff to get cracked down to light fuel. And then this will deposit as long as there's more petroleum gas, as long as there's more of this than petroleum gas, or if this were equal to. This way, there's at least guaranteed to be a little bit of heavy oil around to circulate around, and also to ensure that this here is taken care of. Should that dip less than this, then this won't output. Anyhow, time to get cracked and lacking. I actually kind of like the fact that they've made these being able to change colors based on the on robot activity. It actually kind of gives me a good indicator on what's being worked on, what's not, so I can focus more on what the robots are covering first. So doing this, it actually helps me prioritize, because previously before you had no indicator on where the robots were until you start seeing certain signs of commitment to their actions. Okay. This here should be more than enough space necessary to get yellow science going. What I will then do is proceed to copy, paste this. And make that for yellow science. I was going to use it for yellow science, but when I changed my mind about doing that due to the fact I had to route things downwards for spatial reasons, came to realize that it's really not worth my attention to spend a whole bunch of effort tearing this down when it's already being dedicated to the robots network. I'm fine with that being there for now. Okay, where is that blueprint? I know I just created it. I guess it did recognize it being validly created, huh? I guess that's my mistake. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it again. Only this time, I'm gonna let the robots be the one to build this. And I will slap it near the pipe, just below here. So if I'm doing this though, I better make sure. Okay, no, it won't be encoding that. Alright, that's that being made. That's within construction bot range. I will go ahead and place down a ghost of a this right here though. And this is why I invested so heavily into logistic bots. Stuff like that. So that's enough for robot stuff to be made. There's one special note about this here, and no. The output's its own separate line. Then to make utility science packs, I just need a bunch of low density frames. They can be made every 15 seconds using copper, plastic, and steel. So I can make 15 of those. Okay. I'll actually go 16 each side. Steel and plastic, and that inner line will be for copper. Before I do that though, I want to do something like this first for the outer sections. There's a valid reason why I was wanting it, and I'm doing it that way instead. I'll go 8. It'll be slightly overproduced by glad I caught that on time. Where's steel? Oh, oops, I forgot to connect steel. It's alright. It's a workaround to this. I kind of felt this was a little bit short. Now I know why. Alright, now I can try this again. Actually, laying this actually was showing itself a little bit better than I expected. Alright, cool. Alright, that lays out steel going into that. Only thing left to do is to set copper for this. I will go ahead and route that in directly as a red belt. Red belt because throughput reasons. There we go. And this guarantees that these get distributed evenly as possible, compactly as possible. All thing left now is to set the... Oh. Oops. I think I got that a little backwards. It's alright, I'll just use extra red inserters. Not quite what I planned on doing, but it'll do. This sensor should be more than enough to get the job done, and then I'll just power these by substations in the midst. Okay, first of all, jetson that. Yeah, being to delete that. Gotta be careful not to have my eyes tricked like that. Alright, I place these down here. Alrighty. Now here's for the fun part. The green circuits. The processing units. If I create a green circuit system for the processing unit themselves, then I can pile it lengthwise. This will have to be by long-handed inserters. Oh, and then I gotta think about advanced circuits. So this here is pretty much what 2 advanced circuits in 10 seconds. So basically 1 advanced circuit 5 seconds. And I could do this. Iron supply. Alright, there we go in that. This will be iron supply. Copper. This will have to be output side. Let's see here. So takes 6 seconds to craft these. So 2 of these will be a third. I will need 2. I hate to say it, I'm going to need 3 of these. These will need copper wires and plastic. Which means to make a effective ratio, or a ratio as effective as possible, that trick there. Just a little bit over. Alright. Okay, nice to know that that wasn't necessary in the first place. Copper. Think about this. It's 2% every half a second. No. Better do this. Less items going into it that way. Alright. The other side will clearly will have to be plastic. This line is the copper line. Remember, I want green circuits to power 6 of these. Let's see, it's like what? 2 every 6 seconds, so 2 divided by 6. That there is a third every second. Or, yeah, third every second. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. That means this has to be upgraded to red belts. Front belt assembly there. means an iron line has to be routed from the back. You know, thinking about this more and more, no, it'll be slightly less than one of these. Never mind. So I got sulfur. So I got sulfur going into this. Yep. And that interweaving fashion. Got advanced circuits going into that with plastic, copper wires. Green circuits. Green circuits going onto that one at the outer side as always, and then those long hands should be enough to grab them green circuits. And it's guaranteed to always grab a green circuit before this next 6-second cycle. This here is an iron supply line. This will also be an iron supply line. Wait, what? No, that's the output line. What am I saying? This is the iron supply line. Which then means I'll do a red belt on this one just based on the fact I need a lot of copper on this side. This would be a copper line for these. One assembling machine for every one circuit for one assembly machine for circuits enough to keep up with the gosh, I can't word right now. Processing unit circuit. Alright. Without further ado, time to hook up power to this thing. So we'll cover all of those. That will almost cover all of those. I'll just reconsolidate these here to here so that way I'm not having to place down another. And I'll slap one here to maximize things a little bit. And that one slightly forward should do the trick. Now I'm going to do a quick tieability check. Checks out to me. Because of this being a complicated wall to assemble, I'll go ahead and create a blueprint of that. And if I need to make edits, I can always plop down that blueprint. Wow, they came in waves. That's satisfying. One, two, three. That'd be 12 per second. That is accounting for, that is slightly less due to the fact that assembly machines too can only go so fast. Yep. So far, so good. The only thing not tileable about that, though, is the connections there. I didn't count for that. That is alright. And then I'll apply a slight modification to this here. So I can tuck in another roboport. And then I'll just copy and paste the outlines even further so that way I can get to the circuits there. This is going to be an iron line. Since it's a red belt system. This here is going to be a copper line. Because it's going to be needing the higher throughput, I'm going to go ahead and, well, let me get at this. For sure, copper. Half is going to be copper, the other half is going to be circuits. So I'm going to make it half of a copper line. Copper wires and steel and plastic. Copper wires are going to be going out to the far side, so I'm going to go ahead and hook up this spot for plastic. So this way it always winds up being in the inner lane. Alright, so that is plastic. This is an output line. This will have to be iron supplied to as well. And this here, lastly, will be copper. And I don't have to do anything fancy for the copper line, other than making it a red belt supply. And then I will join this substation to the grid. What am I doing on power? We should be doing Bay okay. Eh, still a third of at the 1 foot capacity. I'm surprised just this one copper line's able to keep up with this. However, I'm having a feeling I'm going to have to double up on copper, though. Only thing left to supply is sulfuric acid. And I can start hooking this up. This here will have to be iron. I have no use for wood right now anymore. copper circuits in those, which means this has to be steel. Alright, things look like they're lining it very well together now. There's only one thing left to do. Hook it all together. There's 21 seconds, right? 21 seconds for 3. 7 seconds. So I want 7 of these. And then for the density, low density frames, same speed for the production science. Didn't choose a good spot for that transformer. Alright. Now I'm noticing that there's no flying robot frames being... Oh, that's because I need steel going into that, don't I? Oops. That's why. Makes sense. And I also need to supply these with the lubricant. Now I just gotta root the lube. Root the lube, root the lube. Sounds so weird to say. Which luckily isn't too far though. There we go. I am so content to have utility science be a thing now. Wait a minute. You're telling me you need three of those? That means if you need three of those, you need one every 7 seconds. Oh, I'm also messing up on something else too as well. This thing requires batteries. There we go. And then I just gotta purge the line a little bit. Have it. That's also going to cause a dip in copper. Yeah, I called it. Look at the copper line. And I know for a fact, yeah, it's barely supplying the processing units. While I'm at it, check the map. Nothing funky yet. Pollution zones ain't out of control yet. And as I suspected, overkill on the circuits, that's alright. Important thing is we got these going now. Now we got these going. Now when the time comes, production science. That there requires rails, electric furnace, and some productivity modules. It shouldn't be as bad to produce as the utility science was. As the last set of acts for the few minutes here, I will go ahead. Start routing the yellow science. What's it like that for? Grabs my curiosity. It's because the throughput on this here is starting to fall a bit short. Alright. This screams to me to work on another copper field. Once I get that copper field set up, I can have it be routed to another spot. I'm thinking of occupying this plot for production science. I can actually have the train be here to have the train branch off into here, deposit copper, have it be routed, all those copper plates be routed up towards the north here and join along with the copper line. Now I'm going to be doing something a bit compounding though. One line going up to this here to maintain that one line, another line that will probably right by the smelting area, branch off to the left here, and merge as two lanes under this area, which means this spot will be tighter than usual. Normally I just have like 2 gap space with everything I do, but no, I want to keep copper consolidated if much as possible. So copper is a must now. And I just know where to grab, so I'll just plop down another set of miners on this copper field and create like a train drop-off station right here. This time 2 segments wide, learning from my mistakes on the iron train here. And that is a bigger copper field. That should be about 2 smelting arrays worth of copper there. Might be undersupplied to keep up at a bowl at a typed out saturation, but at this point I'm not too concerned about that. I just need to get more copper in. That there will be a next task for the episode. If I do that quick enough, I should be able to squeeze in production science into this too as well. What's oil doing? Oh, that got depleted. That's to be expected. You know, I'm kind of debating whether or not these outputting pumps are necessary or not. I mean, they are too big should there's stuff to crack down in case of one of the fluids dip down too low. I'll investigate this even further. Let's see how things go first. This got plenty of lube though. Yeah, this is dipping down lower and lower. Yeah, just content to see all this now. I gotta know. So 21 divided by 3. 3 divided by 21 seconds, I mean. So it's that number times 7. Okay, so it is 1 per second. Okay. This here's less than, one of these machines is less than 1 per second, but these here, all these machines multiply that together. That less than 1 number is basically 1 density frame per second, so I'm at the right margin with that. Though I am neglecting to, now that low density frame production there is slightly overproducing by 15th. That's no biggie. After will equalize out. I'm going to do the same exact thing to this here. And this here will be that. Now, as expected, looks like the processing unit is falling short. It will act based on what's being overproduced by the structures, low density structures. Just out of curiosity, one robot flying frame. Wait, this needs 2 processing units? Okay. So 2 divided by 21 times 7. Try that again. 2 divided by 21 times 7 assembly machines. Excuse me, I messed up the math there. 2 divided by 21 times 7 times 7, not divide, times 7. That there is basically 2/3 process assembly per second. So all those together will require about 2/3 processor assembly per second being supplied into that. Now my production here for processing units is slightly above is about is producing can theoretically produce 1.2 processing units per second. So I'm almost twice the production rate for those, which is alright. That means more processing units for other things. Oh, I'm at it. What does it take to pick one of these up? Phineas, I know what I'm doing today. So I got 51. I just need electric engines. And then I just need a whole lot of steel, which I'm not going to grab from the line, but rather from this. Hmm. So, in the next episode, I'm going to be focusing on Copperfield before I work on production science. If I get through Copperfield fast enough, I should be able to get to production science. So now I got the Mark 1 power suit. Anyhow, that's what I'll be doing. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Take care.